Namaskar everyone, this is Shorab back again with a brand new video. So in this video, we are going to learn together the Swiss statements in Golang. So Swiss case is also like if-else statements in Golang. Not only in Golang, uh, pretty much every other languages have these statements called if-else and Swiss. So Swiss case can be also called as a Swiss statements as well. So without talking too much, let's get started. Before starting our tutorial, I would like to suggest you for head over to the official documentation of Golang, uh, which can be also, which I will also include in my description. So you can also find it out from the description of this video. So you can also learn it from this particular post of gobyexample.com. So let's get started our coding part. First of all, I'm opening up my VS Code where I'm opening the folder called Go YouTube, which is dedicated for making tutorials on YouTube uh, on Golang. So as usual, I need to create my first folder called Day 8. It's a convention that I am following from beginning of this series. Now let's drag and drop it to open up that particular folder in our VS Code. And pardon for my background noises. I am also, this video is also going to be raw. I am not going to uh, edit this video so that you can watch me hustling if I stuck anywhere. So let's start initializing this Golang project. To initialize it, you need to run the following code. This is go mod init followed by the package name. So in this case, I'm calling this package as switch dot. Now let's clear the terminal, and I guess the visualization viewport of this VS Code is pretty small for mobile users. So let me zoom a little bit for the users who are going to watch this video in mobile devices. So after that, you can see after initializing the project, you will see a new file called go.mod is being exposed here in our folder, and at the very root of this folder we must need to create another file called main.go. This is the file which is responsible for running all the codes in this file, and this file also need to contain the package main, followed by this we need to create a function called main. This is the main function which contains inside the main.go file. So this main function will be also responsible for executing other functions of this Golang project. But in this case, in this particular video, we are not going to introduce the other modules. We will definitely learn them in our upcoming videos. But now let's make it simple. So what are Swiss statements, Swiss cases? It is similar to if-else statements in Golang, but it has some cases. Okay, so we will see it in a while. So let's start our first example, which is going to be very simple. So let's see the syntax of Go. Sorry. Uh, so let's see the syntax of switch in Golang. First of all, let's use the result keyword for switch, and then enter the value. Let's say this is the statement that need to be matched with our cases. So the case is here. This is 2. Then I can do something. fmt dot println I am 2. Then case 1 where we can reuse the code that we have already used before. Now it can also have a default case. In case these two statements, all of these statements are not going to match, then must need to handle something, right? So for that situation, this default will be responsible for no cases are matched. So that's pretty much thing for creating our very first Swiss case statements. So this is the statement, and this is the value. It can be variable as well if you want to. And these are the statements that are actually going to be matched with this following value. So this can be also called as the probable expected values that can be matched with this following value, which is a link beside the Swiss keyword. Okay, so now if you run the following code, go run main.go, then you'll see IAM3 has been printed because the on value is matched and matched with the case 1, which is actually this value is equal to this value, and as this is this statement is matched in the case, so it's going to run its associated code. It can be other functions or your own logic, completely depends on situation and project demand. So this is the basics of Swiss and cases. If this value changes to 10, which is not inside our cases, so this two will be failed and the default will be spin up in this case. So here you can see no cases are matched. Okay, so this is the basics of Swiss catch in Golang. So let's move forward. Now let's create the same thing. Not pretty much this. We can also create a variable like value. This variable can contain 2, and this instead of instead of using 10, we can use the variable as well here. So this value variable has the value 2. So this value means 2, and the first case is 2. So the value will match with this case statement and run its associated code. Now if you run it, you'll see this. I'm 2. I guess you understand the bare minimum basics of Swiss case in Golang. So now let's go for another example. Don't worry, this video is not going to be very long. It's pretty simple. So we'll introduce another thing called time. So we can import it from time here. Import time. We will have another dedicated section or a particular video on importing such things, modules, standard libraries in Golang. But as of now, we can import it, the time package in Golang as well. It is possible. So let's see fmt.println, and the time package we can use it. The time dot maybe weekday, and has a string maybe. It's not callable, I guess. It's not bad. Time can actually see the time maybe. Time day, isn't it? Yeah. So time dot day, it will print out a particular value. This is this. That's fine. Uh, Now we can head over to our documentation, or we can say it later. Let's start the switch statement. Switch. I have a simple thing. So this is the expression. This need to be time dot um, weekend weekday, and the condition time, if it is the time dot Saturday, then it will be a weekday. That's weekday. Fine. So if, I mean, another case, if it is let's say Sunday, then we can so print it's a weekday. Weekday 2 and weekday 1, and let's use the default value. This is here, default, and we'll print out the following line for default value. It's not a weekday. That's it. So the switch statement will have an expression called time now weekday. If it is this thing returns a weekday that match with the Saturday or Sunday, then they will print out its corresponding codes. And if not, these two values are not matched with the following expressions, then it will handle it the default value. So let's run it. So it's not a weekday because today is not Saturday or Sunday. I guess it's Monday, right? Let's change it with Monday. Then it will say that it's weekday, right? Because weekday will return the day we are currently now. So in this case, it's Monday. That's why it's matching with it, and it's saying us this, right? Yeah, okay. Now, this is also another example of switch cases. So it takes a function as expression and the values directly coming from another package standard libraries. Okay, you might have some questions as what are the standard libraries in Golang? So Golang's standard library means the packages that comes out of the box with the Golang language itself. That is called the standard library, completely maintained by the maintainers of Golang. So this is another example of using switch cases in Golang. So let's say another example. So in this case, we can run another function as a switch case. So let's create. So now here I will also introduce another data type called interface. So interface is kind of a dynamic thing. It can accept any kind of values or data types in it. Sorry, excuse me. So let's create something like that. Who am I? This is going to be a variable that will contain a function with a t type of interface. and this interface means that this function is actually representing this who am I. So indirectly, this who am I is a function itself. Fine. So this will take on parameter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so you can also head over to my video on Golang, where I have already covered the video on functions of Golang, how you can create and use it. So here, let's create a switch inside. Switch of t. The t is going to be the value, and if the case is short of, it means I'm checking it as a name. So it's going to print fmt println. It's a name. Then let's go and create another expected value that can be found inside this t, which is coming as the parameter value of the function which is embedded inside the who am I. So if it is a t dot type, oh, not that. So let's case 1, then it's going to be, it's a number. It's a number. That's fine. So I can also create a default handler to handle it. If these two cases are not working, then this default will comes in to action. So you might have some questions that why we're using these two values again and again. Not values actually, these two cases again and again. So it's completely dependent up to you. You can also use another case, like if it is showing us another thing, that Roy, so can be also considered as you want, like it's a lost name. Now let's run it. How you can run it? Print it, and it's a function itself now, which takes an t, which is a parameter, which is interface. Interface means dynamic. You can pretty much insert anything in it. For example, if I enter 1, then it's going to take this function, and as it's 1, we have given the parameter 1, so it will be passed here as the expression of switch. From this expression, it will try to match with the following codes, cases, where it will match with this thing. So it will print out and show that it's a number. So let's run it. You can see it's a number. If you turn something like this, pop, this is not inside any of our cases, then it will spin up this default handler, and it will run its corresponding code, which is it's unknown. So it will run now. It's unknown. Let's use show off here. So now it will match up with this case. It's unknown. And here you can see it's showing that. If you run that Roy, then what it will print out. Do you have any idea? It won't work with this case as it's capitalized, and it's not. Then it will print out this thing. So it's case sensitive as well. What you can do is this, that two lowercase, I guess. Yes, how we can do it. I've forgotten this. There is no shame on searching uh, what we are not able to memorize. How to lowercase the string in Golang. So to lure is something that can be used to lure, and the string. So this can be done by this string dot to. Let's say it again. String to lure, then the string. Then the string. So I guess to lure is not. Why it's not? Okay, strings should be strings, not a string. Strings, yeah. The same thing should be implemented for write2 strings dot to lure, and so now it will actually make this to a lowercase. Okay, to make this lowercase, and but the problem still exists, as this value can be also a capital case as well. So we need a common type, common expression for all the strings. How we can do it? Let's search it again. So why I'm doing this, because there is no shame on sourcing. That's what I am trying to tell you. Like, yeah, it's not that hard. So let's rethink it. Type. You need to make a type as well. How to check the type of a variable. Variable in Golang. So here you can see we can check it as reflect the type of variable. Okay. Do you have any other things? It has type like this, t, or any other ways. Here you can see there are numerous ways of just checking the same thing. So most of them are using reflect. So why not to use it? So reflect type of this. Fine. Let's see. Reflect dot type of, and the type is here t for us, and let's print it out. Print ln. Let's see what it's returning us. It's returning a string. So now let's take it as a variable here. If this is called to string, my bad, string, well, reflect type. So okay, if it is string, then what I can not convert it to this dot maybe what it's returning, reflect.type. Reflect.type is string stat. To make any sense? I don't know. It's string. Let's see. T type. Yes. So type var. Let's name it type var, and it's a reflect type. And what I can do is what? Okay. Strings. It's actually lower. This thing. What you can do if the typer dot typer is going to be a string, then expected this font okay. Reflect dot type name. So now it's going to work. So let's go for this string. If it is string, then the type this t is going to be strings dot to lure the t again here. Stat a string. So cannot use t variable for type interface as string. So now let's see another typecasting tip. How to convert interface to string in Golang. So we have a structure overflow. It will argument string. I guess what I can do is arguments. Let's see, convert interface to string. Go. Let's see what it's offering. Yeah, we can use it pretty easily as a Spring app. So let's do it. fmt have a Spring X and it will be t here. Now this thing will convert it to a string, and now it will be inside this function, which will make that a string to lowercase. So now let's see this in action. So what does it actually means? If I make it as capitalized, then as its interface now here, it will be populated inside this parameter, and it will now check the type of this parameter, although it's interface. However, it's also going to check it. If it is string, then let's check if it is string, this value. Then further, we need to make it to convertible inside into a string as well. So to do that, to make an interface type, which is a dynamic type, to convert its interface cast into a string, we need to run this following code, which we got by searching in Google, and it will return it as a string. So this string will be inside this function, which ultimately make that a string into lower cases. So everything will be lowercase. So now this is also, the case is also going to be lowercase, and this t is again reassigned with that lowercase type. If its type is string, then it will match it now. See, it's the last name. If you run it as ROI completely capitalized and here only uncapitalized word, then it will also going to match it because we are handling the conversion inside the switch and case. So I guess this is enough for today, understanding what is switch sketch in Golang. If you do like this video, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe this video, subscribe this channel, and make sure to share this video to your friends. Thank you. Namaskar. Good night.